Hello, Reese from the Point Music News podcast thingy. Back again. I had some gremlins in the old studio program thingy here last week, but we got it sorted out, and stoked to announce that I finally got a episode with Sydney's Buffalo Paradise. Indie rock dudes, a bit of sort of surfy sort of stuff going in there too, but they've just released a new song called Dress Like Me. I reviewed their another song of theirs from their previous album called Promise. The track was called Promises. Anyway, we talk. Things go sideways in this one, and weird shit happens, and it makes it more interesting for me. And I hope you enjoy it too. It's a good song, good chats, ladies and gentlemen, people of all sorts. This is Buffalo Paradise. Buffalo Paradise. We got Lockie, Angus, Naren, Mr. Funk Fingers. There we go. it's in the press release, so I'm gonna keep using it, man. It's just bass player.
Hey, that's why we put it there. That is why
We're
we
going
put
to
it
be
there.
more strategic, and we're going to talk ourselves up. Mate.
Only one of us has a nickname, and it was created for him just for the press release.
So you didn't give it to yourself. It's someone else gave it to you.
He gave it to himself. Then there's no way it was. The nickname doesn't stick if you give it to yourself. So
Yeah.
that was. I think we just put it in the press release without telling him.
I found the date once it was released. I was like,
Yeah, it was
fingers.
like months.
Oh, it's me. It's like,
weeks later.
That's a good joke. That's a good prank. Good one. Guess what? You are now known as Funk Fingers, and live with it.
love it. I'm loving it.
Well,
Is it a good life? Yeah.
to be
It's
honest,
an alright life. You know, ups and downs.
to be honest with you, the bass line in Dress Like Me, which is the new single, we'll get to that in a second, where you're hitting that single note and you're syncopated, that's nothing to sneeze at, man. Like it's hard to restrain yourself in that sense, and that was pretty cool. So props.
Thank you.
I think it's,
Appreciate it.
and you know, when we record, Naren has around 5 Red Bulls before it
Yeah.
starts.
I'm in the zone. Yeah, just yeah.
All right, I just have to
Yeah.
adjust my levels because I'm going a bit funny now. Anyway, just want to say congrats on the new single, Dress Like Me. Very
you.
cool. I don't know did you read the review I did for you guys today?
Yeah, I did.
Gus did.
Uh-huh.
Gus did. It's right there. I'm about to get to it.
It's funny because when we released a song called Promises, we got a point review as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, to date, that was my favorite, like the favorite article written. And this one has just, I reckon it's top there. Like there's a nap going on in the engine room on your side. So
I just
we-
know a thing or two, but yeah, the first thing that came to mind, I'll spoil it for the other two, Angus. I refer to you guys as yacht rock, but in a good way, right? You just have to read the article, basically.
yeah, that was the first
Oh,
time.
yeah,
I came across
actually,
yacht
I
rock
did
and
see the
was
yacht
like-
rock thing.
Yeah.
Well, that was at the top of the caption. So I was like, yacht rock.
And it's funny because Naren's sort of a yacht guy. He's the one in the band that wears loafers.
That's where
Yeah. I'm an old soul.
that's where that
And you
baseline
need
came.
the white linen suit, and like as I explained in the actual article, man, and you got it sorted. But yeah, not many people can pull off the whole yacht rock these days, like properly without coming off as cheesy. And you guys have just managed to do it nicely. And that flip halfway through the song where you go full Hall and Oates is just mint. That's why I liked it. I thought it's a great little fun little turnaround because you didn't stick with this whole like cruisy sort of thing. You just went full cheesy synths, and I just went, yes, there we go.
Thank you. We had it was a bit of a debate amongst the band about what that bit should be, whether it's just an outro or whether it's save it for almost another song, or whether it's just like almost just a complete breakout till the end. And I'm pretty glad we went the way we did.
Yeah, it made the song, to be honest with you, because like it was pretty cruisy, and I was really enjoying it. But when that changed in that section there, I was like, there we go. That's what it needed. Like you're right, it could have been another song easily, but I think it made this song just that much better. So yeah, props.
And it's pretty cool because whilst it's like complete sort of different vibe and it gets, you know, sort of Hall and Oatesy as you say, it's pretty much like exactly the chords in the verse, but it's just a heavier version and yeah, more synths. our piano player or keys player really loves to. He loves. I guess he loves to be heard when he can.
Yeah.
And that was just time to. That was his time to shine.
Well, sometimes when Naren has been unavailable, he's jumped on the bass, and the bass has never been louder than when Chris is on the bass.
So,
either. So
Naren,
he
that's
does-
when you come in and just say you actually have that sticker where it says you stay off these keys. That's where I am.
Well, it's an underrated thing to do as a bass player, just to, know when to shut up. And I think that's a really important role as a bass player.
Who said that? Hang on a sec. Oh, sorry, the bass player was speaking.
Well, that was when we found Naren. It was so special because he on the way there in the car, I think he was maybe a bit nervous, and it's like, bro, you just tell me what to do. Like I'll stay out of your hair.
I'm just here to vibe, man. That's I'm just here to groove.
It's like I don't know if you're familiar with the Regular Show. You know the cartoon, the Regular Show.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's one episode where they're talking about this full hair metal band and they're introducing the band. They introduce the singer, the drummer, and the guitarist, and then they just go, and the bass player. They didn't have a name for him or anything like it. It was just the bass player.
That's why we decided to give Naren his very own
Yeah,
name. So, he's not just Naren. He's got 4 names.
So this
That's
is
how-
actually following up on you guys actually released a pretty big album last year. I mean, like Angus said, I reviewed Promises, but The Kids Be Dancing, that's got a hell of a lot of tracks on it. And are you guys going to be following this up, or are you just going to do like a bunch of singles now, or is this going to be an EP thing? Or what's the plan?
I think the plan, like we're sitting on a handful of tracks, but we're definitely not sitting on as many as we were sort of last year in the lead up to that album. And really our plan is to kind of go for singles for a little bit once again. Do want it to, equate to something big like an album potentially again. So we're not exactly sure what we're doing in 2023, to be honest, but definitely there are a few singles on the way. I don't think there'll be an album this year, but
It's so draining, hey.
it is, it's draining of time and money. And as an indie band, to release one album independently was a mammoth task. So we definitely want to do another one. And if a label doesn't sign us between now and then we'll bloody do it ourselves. But
you don't need labels, man. Do it yourself.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, exactly. I think we'd rather have control of when we want to release stuff, but it is nice to have a bit of money. So that's the one good thing. But I wouldn't expect an album this year, but I would say that everything is equating to something
good,
big.
Well,
big things coming.
You recorded, don't do the whole. This is announcement about announcement. I always poke fun at people who do that. I do it myself. You guys recorded this at the Grove.
We recorded part. Oh yeah, we recorded part of it. It was funny. It was a funny situation. We sort of like laid down drums, a bit of bass, and then did a bit of stuff in the studio and sort of had mixes. We sort of worked across a few different places, which had just to do with a number of things, commitments of the couple of producers that we worked with on it, and I don't know, just time frames.
Yeah, I think in the song, there's 3 rooms in which different parts were recorded. Three locations.
Yeah,
which is kind of cool when you bring it up. And so it's
but
and one of them was on a yacht.
It better be. Naren's part should have been on the yacht.
Man, now I want to do a single launch on a yacht.
You have to do it now. You have to do it. Have you ever played on a boat before?
No.
It's pretty wild, then.
Can you hook us? Do you have contacts?
There is one if you come up here, but you have to kind of squeeze. Like you guys are what? You're 5 or 6 piece? 5 piece. Yeah, because one of the bands I'm in, I don't know, because I'm in like 5 bands now, but the band that happened to play on a boat is a 6-piece band, but we were on a catamaran, and it was. I think we had 20 people max on a boat, and we're cruising through the Mooloolaba canals. So Mooloolaba is a sort of beachside town up here on the Sunshine Coast, and basically just cruising around playing reggae all up and down the canals. and just people just sitting outside listening as we come past. And yeah, it's fun. I'd recommend it. But yeah, if you come up here, I could probably hook you up.
I feel like that's really good for promotion because people actually can't choose if they can listen to you or not.
Yeah, they have
like
to say-
They're stuck there with you.
when you're playing a gig, like it's like people are there because they've bought a ticket and they might follow you and they want to see you. But yeah, the whole yacht rock and the catamaran rock or reggae is a good promotion tool.
If we sort of went around Sydney Harbour, then we could be like a traveling busking
Why
sort
don't
of.
you do it? Hire out a boat.
Yeah. Yeah, all right. Well, yes, I think. Well,
I mean, I know
you heard it here first. It will happen.
But you got
I
to
don't
wear
know when.
loafers and you got to wear white linen.
Maybe that's the album launch, whatever this ends up being. That's the launch of.
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
that.
that'd be
I like
fine.
that.
Wow.
Smoke machines
Reece-
and all that sort of shit happening, man.
Yeah, Reece, even when we're not on your podcast, if we can take this offline, just spitball some more marketing activities, like, you're really getting the juices flowing.
Well, you got. I was actually surprised you weren't wearing suits because all this promo stuff is you guys are wearing suits. So I was just a little bit let down, guys. I mean, you're pretty casual tonight. I thought I was going to be dressed up for this.
I thought this was a podcast. I don't know.
Well, it is a video podcast.
My God. Oh my God. I'll go get my.
The reason why I bring up the Grove, right? A lot of people, only musicians, kind of know this, but it's because that's one of the Farris Brothers studios, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or Gary
Yep.
Beers.
Yes.
Gary Beers,
Gary
yeah,
Beers.
Gary
Yeah.
Beers, yeah. So Gary Go Beers from the bass player from INXS. It is a fairly famous studio. So that's Ocean Alley's recorded there. DMA's. There's a few up here have actually gone down there too, I believe. And I believe previous podcast guest Neve, I think she was doing an internship there or doing some work experience there. I can't remember what it was, but she was talking it up too. So I've never been there. Is it a big studio?
It's a nice studio. It's the sort of place that, once again, if we had the money and the time, it would be awesome. Go up for a couple of weeks or even longer and literally record like a whole project, like an album or something.
There's the option to stay
there.
the night
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, speaking of interns at the Grove, we we rocked up there and we just had the most classic guy, Justin Asmar.
Yeah, Justin Asmar.
He sort of made our time there. I think he was like
his band is I can't remember what their band's called.
Yeah.
I should give them a plug.
Yeah,
Can't even remember.
I think
I'll get back to you.
he was like
I'll
he was 2 weeks in, but he owned the joint. Well, that's how he acted anyway.
His band is Acacia Bloom. Check it out.
Acacia Bloom.
Acacia Bloom.
Acacia Bloom. All right. Oh.
Yeah, what a name. Acacia Bloom.
So you guys, like, I was listening back to Promises quickly before I was actually listening to it at the gym. I was listening to the album. And there is a slight shift in your songwriting in this new one. So even when I was listening to the first album, there was a little bit of you guys had a little bit of that sort of Sydney reggae, Ocean Alley kind of shit coming through, as well as your indie rock, right? It wasn't heaps in there, but it was sneaking in little bits and pieces. But now this is,
I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, continue.
Ready to cut you off. So. No, I think that what's interesting about the Kids Be Dancing about that first album is that a lot of the tracks for it were kind of written, or at least the ideas for them were there for a lot of the tracks before we kind of even started playing as a full group. They came from different influences. I had some stuff that never got a run with my previous band. Gus had some stuff he'd been sitting on for a while. There was a few things in there that we sort of wrote together, but largely there was a lot of kind of coming from all different areas, which I think shows in the sounds on the album. It was just sort of our first body of work.
Yeah.
And I think what we're sort of finding now with Dress Like Me and with, I think, a few of the songs that are going to be coming later is our sound, I guess. It's the sound that happens when we're in the room playing together, and when there's a
you found
jam
your
that breaks
groove, basically.
Yeah. And you see that a little bit in the first album. Like, I think Promises is sort of in that world. Half Awake is sort of in that world. And yeah, I think but then you've got songs like Gunfight, Living in a Dream. Like Living in a Dream is like a reggae Ocean Alley sort of song, and Gunfight is like a Gang of Youthsy piano sort of ballad. Like, so it's very different worlds all kind of coming together. So yeah, I'm excited for what's coming.
Yeah.
I keep drawing back.
Big things.
Announcements about announcements.
Announcements about announcements. Yeah.
So, what have you got in the way of like launches for this?
Well,
Wow.
not a lot at the moment. Not a lot at the moment, which is down a lot due to, once again, sort of just, availability
Yeah.
of members. And so we're sort of planning for our next sort of releases to sort of launch a couple of singles in one and sort of build towards those. So yeah, on the live front, we're in a bit of a chill zone. I think we're focusing more on songwriting at the moment, because we got more material that we want to record and get out.
Yeah, like last year we had the songs lined up, and we were just like, that was our first full year of gigging, and so as a band, and so we were ready to just go out and smash it, play as many gigs as we could. But now we've got songs lined up, but we're sort of prioritizing getting the strongest songs, or writing the strongest songs that we can, so we can go out from midway through this year and just smash it out again on the live scene.
What is the Sydney scene like these days? Because I haven't been down there it would be before COVID, and that was when I was playing like Lazy Bones and Manly, the Moonshine Bar. I think is it Moonshine Bar? Moonlight Bar?
Yeah, Moonshine.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the top floor, staying there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's Sydney like these days?
Thought you looked familiar.
So, well, I was thinking this, Gus. Like, have we met?
Well, I mean, I think maybe I was in the front row of your gig.
Are you shitting me, or have we actually met though? Because you're actually looking familiar. This is what's doing.
I'm looking familiar.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe we have, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like if your last time in Sydney was before COVID,
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah.
Because
I thought you were shitting me.
Sorry?
I thought you were shitting me when you were saying I look familiar.
No, you actually. I've been sitting here the whole conversation, just going, I've fucking seen you or met you before. This is fucking bizarre.
Maybe we can piece it together sometime.
Unless you got a doppelganger that I've like come across at some point, but I swear I've actually met you before.
Yeah, right. Like
This is beautiful. Me and Narendra sing ourselves out.
Stay out of it, fun.
Yeah. This is a bromance blossoming here. Just chill, bros. No, but seriously, what is the Sydney scene like these days? I'm actually curious.
It's interesting. I think, in the indie scene, there's sort of a handful of venues that I feel like everyone's trying to play. Like, we definitely have our favorites that we keep kind of drawing back to, and most of them are in Newtown along King Street somewhere, like Waywoods and the Vanguard are two places that we've had really great times at, as well as the Chippo. I don't know if you know the Chippo.
Have heard of it, yep.
Chippo. Yeah. So there's sort of a handful of places that we keep kind of drawing back to, but there's good stuff all around Newtown. It's just once you go beyond there, it starts getting a little bit thin, I think.
Yeah, and like Lazy Bones, Marrickville, there's still a bit of a scene.
Yeah, in the factory.
That's the Oxford Arts Factory. Is that the one?
Oxford Art Factory as well. Yeah, well, there's also the Factory Theatre in Marrickville.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah.
And then our sort of plan is we're keen to play more by the beaches, because we sort of are a Bondi-based band.
Yeah.
So we're keen to.
Yeah, it's funny. We keep going inner west instead of sort of trying to, because there are good venues in Bondi, and a lot of our fans, I guess, are based around that area. But we keep navigating back to Newtown just because I feel like it's a very happening spot. But we do want to play more.
Yeah, because it went dead for a little while in Newtown, didn't it?
I don't know. Did it? Did you?
I didn't.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I mean, because then like places on Oxford Street were getting like Oxford Art Factory and
Yeah.
that then like sort of scene like more the scene for indie bands. And then yeah, like I mean, from our experience, Newtown has been the shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because a lot of people were just out and are happy to sort of try something new, which is what I like about that area, which I feel like in
I
other
think
places you need to have brought the crowd specifically for your show and, get as many walk-ins.
I think maybe like looking back at our gigging history, our first gig. So we had a gig lined up at a place called Three Wise Monkeys in the city. That was going to be our first gig. And then I got all sort of hot-headed about we've got to play like some gigs before this. Just I don't care like how many people it's in front of. Then we saw the infamous Battle of the Bands at Kelly's on King, which is in Newtown. And so we got all our friends together, and luckily they're all alcoholics because the way you win
Was
is you
it
get a
beer
ticket
ticket?
for each drink. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And
Yeah.
so yeah, I think
That
they
makes sense.
left pretty. They had it was big nights for a Tuesday night. For
Yeah.
them. But yeah, we played there a couple of times, and maybe that we're just going back to our roots.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
I remember there was a taco place in Bondi that I played once, and that was in it's shut down now though. I can't remember. It was upstairs, Bondi Junction. It was in.
That's
Is that Spring
El
Street?
El Lo El.
Is it El? Oh
It's not El Camino.
no.
No.
Yeah.
El Topo.
El Topo. Yep, that's the one.
Yeah, nice.
Well
Yeah.
done.
That place is so off.
Yeah.
But they're no longer doing bands. Is that right, or are they
They're
doing
no
bands?
longer doing anything.
Yeah, they don't exist.
Yeah, there's nothing in there. It's just vacant, and no one's touched it.
That's fucked because that was a very
Yeah,
fun gig.
It's very much not a happening spot anymore for
Yeah.
nightlife,
Wow.
which is a shame. Yeah.
Oh, you guys need to go up and do a big full East Coast stretch. Then have you come up this way yet?
No, we sort of had something in the works last year,
Mm.
but we're definitely keen to come up at some point.
Yeah, because you could do like obviously you do your Sydney run, then do Newey, then go up through Port, Coffs Harbour, play the Hoey Moey. Then you could do probably Yamba or somewhere along there. Then Byron, Gold Coast, Brisbane, Sunshine Coast. That'd be a good run.
That'd be good. That'd be a good tour.
We gotta get the van out.
Yeah.
Leading all signs straight to the point.
Straight to the point. What HQ?
Straight to the point tour.
Yeah.
Well, you got me sponsoring the damn thing now.
Yeah.
We were just saying how expensive it was to record. Like,
Yeah, touring, you never make any. Well, you can make a little bit of money on it, but when you got like 5 members in the band, nah. Unless you're like eating noodles and sleeping in the van the whole time, you're not gonna make much.
Luckily, we love noodles and
Yeah.
sleep.
we actually just before this podcast, we were all just eating noodles.
What a coincidence. What a coincidence.
You guys actually, I'm gonna have to cheat on. I'm gonna have to go to the press release now because I did know that you had supported some pretty cool bands, but fuck, what was it? Hang on, going back up here. Oh shit, you've played with Coterie,
Yeah. Yeah.
who are doing massive things now.
They are. They're huge in New Zealand as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Go for it.
They were awesome guys. It was great to play with them. Yeah, it was just on the Sydney leg of their national tour. They're a great bunch of guys. Love their sound. So yeah, we just happened to get on that bill through connections. Like we knew like the guy who ran the recording studio that we were recording at originally was managing them or something, or working with their management. And then recommended us to them to get on their Sydney bill. And so yeah, we were absolutely stoked to land that, and it was a great crowd, and they were very generous. They were good to us as well, so it was nice. Yeah, it was great.
Did you do the typical support band thing and actually sort of geek out of their gear and sit there just going, oh fuck, what
well, the
Actually,
thing
I feel like they were geeking out over
Yeah.
our gear. They
Yeah,
are very
really.
minimal.
They have their all their setup is that they don't have any amps. They're
Yeah.
straight through the PA, which
Yeah.
apparently seems to be the way to do it when you're
Yeah.
touring all over the
It
place.
is, and they got their own engineer with them. Sort out Catch a Fire like that. We've toured with Catch a Fire quite a few times now, and they're exactly the same.
Mm. Yeah, and they're not shredders or anything like that. So they were, it's they didn't need like to have, the gnarliest amps or anything like that or whatever. So they're a very clean sort of beachy, reggae-ish sort of sounds.
I still think the funniest thing is like they were all such good guys, and I got talking to the guitarist, and he was like, "Oh man, dude, I left all my picks in the hotel room." He's like, "Do you have any?" I'm like, "Yeah, man. Like I've got 5. Like just I'll play with 2, and I'll give you the rest." And then I'm watching them in the crowd. He used my picks as his stash to just throw into the crowd.
That is so funny.
That's
That's a
funny.
power move. That's a power move.
The fans think they're getting the guitarist picks, but they're really getting the guitars.
Hey, they don't know. We should have signed them. You should have signed the picks.
If I knew he was chucking
We should have had little QR codes on the picks to take them straight to our Spotify.
So you don't need me for marketing. You just come up with the whole marketing plan yourself there, Lockie.
Yeah, there we go. QR codes on all the picks. Get heaps of picks and throw them into the crowd.
Look, just
Done like-
stick a big QR code on Naren there and basically have him walking around. It'd be fine.
Yeah, that's finally we can put him to use.
Naren QR fingers.
QR fingers.
That's the next press release.
Yeah, Naren QR fingers. That would make no sense.
No,
But then
not
I-
at all. But
And then I was just going to say, and then our next podcast will be, the person reading the press release, and they'll be like, "So why are you Naren PR fingers?"
Whoa. Slow down.
Morphing. Oh wow. Now you got Leon Zervis to did Leon do the mastering on this?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so Leon's for people that don't know, we're doing some music nerdery shit. Because I'm pretty sure Leon did Tool at one stage. He's done a lot. So that would have been was that in 301 Studios that he did that out of? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's got all these crazy records hanging up in his room, and it's all he's done some crazy acts.
Yeah. The dude's like, anyway, it'll go down like a music net, everything. We won't want to do that. I've got to do some really weird shit podcasts with some far out nerdery stuff that people are just going to go, what the hell are you talking about? Got really bad when I was talking with, hang on one second. Cav Templey from Eskimo Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Loveliest dude. He's amazing, but we started nerding out over bases and NFTs. And I think, yeah, he's right into his NFTs, man. Like he did a full launch with NFTs.
You're into his NFT,
Sorry,
just a phase.
Sorry, what?
Oh, but is he still into his NFTs or?
Yeah. No.
There we go.
Yeah, it's fully the ones he did were actually very cool, and if you collected them, you got some pretty cool stuff. But but we also went down the rabbit hole of some really sort of nerdy base shit. And I think it was just only like people like me and Naren would actually be going, "Oh yeah, that's really fucking cool," but everyone else is just not.
Feel free, guys.
What kind of bass are you playing, Naren?
You two know each other.
Yeah,
Nerdy.
I swear, man. Like, Gus, I swear we have met, man. This is bizarre. That's why I was getting this weird deja vu.
I'm gonna once we finish this, I'm gonna look into it.
Maybe
and
you guys
see-
have a photo together somewhere on the
Yeah,
internet.
maybe. Or I'm gonna look at the bands you played in and see if I've actually been to one of the gigs, or like I don't know, but yeah, I'm keen to investigate.
Could have. Man, this podcast went fucking sideways pretty quickly. I'll wrap it up. But
Who do
you
you
guys
think
hang on
you
the line. We'll have a chat. But everyone else, do check out Dress Like Me. it's Yacht Rock meets Hall Notes. That's the only way I can explain it, and you just have to fill it out for yourself because it's a cool track. You guys got more stuff coming. We're going to keep an eye out for it. This
is the announcement.
Sorry. Oh, this is the announcement of the announcement?
You heard it here first.
Yeah. The
There will be
pre-announcement. All right, Naren, Lockie, Angus, been awesome. You hang on the line there. Everyone else, you're gone. Ciao.
Ciao for now.
Big cheers to Lockie, Angus, and Naren, Mr. Funk Fingers with the QR code. Thank you so much for doing that. Do check out Dress Like Me and see what I mean by the whole Yacht Rock meets Hall & Oates thing. You'll get it. More to come. I've got some pretty cool guests lined up. And ones that are going to challenge this whole thing here, the old grey matter, because, interesting guests, and it's going to be fun. So thank you for supporting this podcast and tuning in. And that's it for this one. Thank you for supporting local music, live music, Australian music. I stuffed that up, but I'm keep on going. Music of all sorts. Cheers, guys.